Hi there, this is Wasim Asgar. I'm a licensed professional engineer in the US and Canada. I've authored several books on the topic of FE electrical and computer exam preparation and PE power exam preparation. I also run programs for FE electrical and computer exam prep as well as a PE power exam prep. In this video, I'm going to discuss whether or not it's a good idea to do group studying for FE exam preparation and PE exam preparation. I like to start out by saying that everyone has a different way of learning. We all have our strengths and weaknesses, our preferences, and in my humble opinion, there's no one size fits all. And there are several advantages and disadvantages with different types, strategies, and methods of studying. Group studying is a very popular method of studying, at least in universities and colleges. And there are several pros and cons associated with that. I will share my own personal experience going through my undergraduate studies, high school, graduate studies, and also based on my observation and experience teaching FE electrical and PE power students over the last few years. So let's discuss some of the advantages of group studying. Now, in this day and age, group studying has taken various different forms. Now, the typical traditional method of group studying is that you get together with your friends, with your colleagues, and book a room in a library, or maybe you have friends come over to your place, and then you all focus on one topic at a time and teach each other different concepts related to that topic and do some practice problems. Wherever someone gets stuck, the other person helps them out, and when you get stuck, maybe someone else helps you out, and so on. But since pandemic, since the usage of Zoom and collaborative tools like WhatsApp and Discord and the formation of online communities, group studying has evolved into the digital domain. So when we are talking about the benefits of group studying, the very first obvious benefit is motivation. That if you start slacking or falling behind, you know that you have a couple of other friends and you have committed to them that every weekday after 6 p.m. in the evening, once you guys are done with work, you're going to show up on Discord, you're going to show up on WhatsApp, you're going to show up on Zoom or Google Meet or Teams or whichever platform you're using, and then you're collectively in a group setting study. So just that level of accountability where you know that other people are gonna be relying on you, or they may be judging you, or they may actually feel let down, that bit of motivation or accountability sometimes is greatly helpful for students in order to convince them to study on the days when they don't feel like studying. The second advantage of group-based learning is the fact that everyone has different strengths and weaknesses. You may be really good at math, but maybe not so much on circuit analysis. You may be good on circuit analysis, but maybe computer sections, software, computer networks is something that you have no clue about. If you're studying for the PE power exam, you may have somebody within your group who has a lot of experience with NEC because of their hands-on design engineering experience, because that's what they do at work, and they may be able to help out whenever you get stuck. And similarly, when it comes to analytical aspect of PE power exam preparation, like doing the symmetrical components, three-phase, fault analysis, you may be able to help the person who's really good with code but not necessarily that strong on the theoretical framework. So this cross-pollination of ideas can help patch up the gaps in your understanding, and it can be mutually very beneficial. The third benefit is consistency, because when you start studying together at the same location, whether online, offline, in person, there is a routine that develops. And you really need to have routines, rituals, study habits, study schedules in order to prepare for these exams. Because these exams take a lot of time and effort, multiple weeks, multiple months. On average, students who are enrolled in my FE electrical and computer exam preparation program, they take anywhere between 3 to 4 to 5 months to prepare for this exam using my resources. And similarly for the PE power exam, it's a multi-month effort. Within my program, I have the on-demand as well as the live training portion, which contains tons of lectures, tons of quizzes, tons of mini exams, computer simulated practice exams with detailed solutions, detailed explanations, so they can actually walk through it at their own pace. But it is super important to develop a consistent schedule, a time at which you're going to be studying, and ideally the duration as well in an uninterrupted setting. The fourth benefit is that you're able to relate to other people who are basically going through the same process, and you can share each other's pain, because there are setbacks that you are inevitably going to encounter in terms of hitting a wall when it comes to understanding something, or maybe a life event happening, maybe you get overly burdened by work or personal commitments, and you'll realize that you're not the only one who's in this situation, because your other friend is sort of encountering something similar, and maybe someone else is also going through some difficult patch in terms of preparation and keeping up with the studies. So that realization that this is not just me, it's not only happening to me, helps you basically power through those obstacles once you realize that it's part and parcel of the game. Now, these are all the good advantages, and they obviously come at a price. If you like this video, then please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Feel free to ask me any questions in the comment section of this video below. You can find tons of success stories of my FE Electrical and PE Power students over here. And if you want to learn more about preparation of FE Electrical and Computer exam and the PE Power exam, then check out these playlists over here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon in the next video.